just got done watching Person at Sundance Film Festival, and I'm here to tell you, honestly, I think when this one comes to like a streaming service or theaters, this will be a very big hit for many people out there, but it'll also be one that I feel like it's going to be split. Some people will find it to be a little bit too cringy for its own good, and some will absolutely love it for what it is. I'm somewhere where I really enjoyed this movie, and I loved a majority of the film besides the last 10 minutes or so, but we'll be talking about that today. Person is about Margot, a college student working concessions at an art house theater who meets a frequent filmgoer and a rather older local Robert. On the job, flirtation across the counter evolves into continuous texting as the two inch toward romance shifts between them, and awkward moments, red flags, and discomforts pile up. Margot feels both attached and reluctant as her gnawing hesitations blossom into vivid daydreams where Robert realizes his most threatening potential as her distrust and uncertainty mount, and evening the relationship and possibly their lives unravel. This is directed by Susanna Fogel, who is very much known for The Spy Who Dumped Me, which was an action comedy, but also she did write the script for Booksmart, which is one of the best comedies, coming-of-age stories of the last couple of years. This one's written by Michelle Ashford, and it stars the likes of course, Emilia Jones, Nicholas Braun. But I was mostly interested in this because of Emilia Jones. Great actress. She did a great job in Coda. She already had one other film at, of course, Sundance Film Festival, she was great in. And this is another one of those movies that kind of breaks the mold and gives us a little bit more of what Emilia Jones can do. And honestly, this is like a nightmare-fueled horror film for modern dating. Is it a complete horror film? No, but I think many women will sadly relate to the uncomfortability and cringiness and, of course, the red flags that they endured during the modern dating cycle. The film opens up on a brilliant quote that says, "Men are afraid of women laughing at them, women are afraid of men killing them." And I'm like, yeah, that's honestly like the truth, because, you know, talking with my fiance and then, of course, talking with her sister and other friends in my life, that is the exact thing and exact parallels that you hear a lot. And, you know, it sucks because men suck. And I'm a guy, but I understand that guys suck. And the thing that I loved about Person was that it never went away from that. And actually, one of the things that I was most impressed with was about 85% of the movie I honestly felt was very realistic, and specifically in the way that it actually detailed and described the socialities of modern dating, specifically between a couple. And that is actually one of the things that I was most impressed by. But before we get any further into this review, if you are new here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as comment down below your guys' thoughts. I love hearing your guys' thoughts if you're excited for movies, if you're not, so make sure to leave those thoughts down below. Getting back to my pros, I do want to jump in, and like I mentioned, Emilia Jones is absolutely incredible here. Nicholas Braun, for the role he was given, was very awkward and cringy and uncomfortable, and brings that about, and their chemistry with one another. I would actually love to see an interview where they discuss the chemistry testing for this film, because they have like zero chemistry. Like, there's some sweet aspects in the beginning of like, maybe this is why she kind of likes him. He's a sweet, awkward guy, but it just like, you never felt that chemistry between one another. And when they finally do have like an actual date, that date was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever been on, specifically towards the back half. And you'll see why. But I also love how the way that they actually went about that all. For me, I actually think the relationship was the part that is the most dire part of this film. You either believe in what you can kind of see or feel, why are you even with him? And you'll have both those conversational pieces, but I feel like I can see some people being like, why are you even giving this guy a chance? But weirdly enough, I could see the sweet sensibilities of why she would until a certain point, and then it just got weird. I say weird, it's not like in the context of, oh, this is a dude who might actually have a past, which if you saw Fresh last year, it's not something like that. Like, it's, for me, it's not to that extreme. I actually feel like that this movie is the most realistic approach when it comes down to, if you ask me what the nightmare and paranoia of modern dating would be like, this is exactly the movie that I would say it is. I think a lot of that goes hand in hand because of Susanna Fogel's direction, and specifically the way that she does really much place us in Emilia Jones' headspace for a majority of the film. Now, I want to get to one of my mixed aspects about the movie, because as much as I loved the nightmare fueled and what Susanna Fogel was able to do that, some of the mixed aspects I have is that while we are in her headspace, a lot of the movie is actually detailed through sometimes these visions or the way that she overthinks. And that's something that a lot of us, of course, always overthink. We always try to put these things and we kind of catch ourselves off guard. Some of those moments work, absolutely, and then some of them don't. They kind of push it a little bit too further. I liked all the stuff when it went to the actual dating aspect. But other moments I didn't completely love. I actually thought it kind of took away from some of the moments. But with that said, while I said I was mixed on this, the thing that I did love about the headspace was one scene in particular where Amelia Jones and Nicholas Braun are doing something, and Amelia Jones is having this conversation with herself in her head. And this was the moment that I'm like, I cannot imagine how many people have had this conversation in their head before. And it's a scene that went on for a long damn time, and it felt like forever, but in reality, it was probably like only like 5-6 minutes. But it's moments like that where I think this piece of it actually really worked in putting us in the headspace of someone, and I was impressed by that, to say the least. Let's jump over to my issues, and really the only issue I have with this movie is like the lead up to the ending. I don't have an issue with the ending. I have an issue when it comes out to the lead up of it all, because as realistic as this movie felt, once you build us up into that finale, the main character starts making some dumb choices, which in the likes of Barbarian, that was a movie where the character had too many red flags and should have left. But I felt like in this movie, the red flags were enough, the uncomfortability was enough, everything was going wrong enough, and I feel like there was a smarter way to have readjusted us to a finale, and it feels like they were trying to go big or go home type of finale. I feel like they should have kept with the paranoia feeling and gone with an ending that kind of fit the overall tone a little bit more. That's at least just for me. I just felt like the ending and the build up to it all was a little bit too much. Cat Person is definitely about to become a huge hit for many people. It's a film that carefully stresses you out as it examines the fear of modern dating for women. I can see many people relating to the cringe and uncomfortability moments in this film, but talk about the nightmare of dating movies. I enjoyed this one. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts. So with all that said, I'm going to give Cat Person a B+. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching this. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below your guys' thoughts, and of course, until next time, stay classy.